Every day, you and I get up and we wake up on a new day, and we know that reality happens, stuff happens. It might be things we see on the television, read in the newspaper, on the internet. But the point is, there are things happening all around us all the time, creating our reality. It might be financial or health issues that you and I might face. Perhaps it's relationship issues with a spouse or a loved one or a partner. We also know there's things going on in work and school and community, the national setting as well as international setting. And globally, we've been inundated lately with a lot concerning the environment. The hate, the crime, the violence and stuff that floods our minds every day kind of dictates our reality. And if you're like me, you step up or sit back and say, where are our leaders? Why aren't they doing something about these circumstances and the reality that we all live in? So on that note, as we're listening to our self-talk, so to speak, and telling ourselves what our reality is, we need to explore a little bit more about our reality and what it means to us and how we got there. It's our reality at the end of the day. Every day when we get up, it's our thoughts, our feelings, our emotions, the behavior and actions that we take, and of course the belief systems that these all are encapsulated in that equals our truth, equals our reality. So every day when we get up, what we're facing is our own belief systems, our own reality, our own truths, and we look in looking out the window and looking for others to change that might be a misstep. Perhaps we need to look in the mirror and look at how we can better take control of our individual reality and all the thoughts, the feelings, the emotions, and the behaviors therein. We need to be leaders of what we encounter every day, the reality that we live in, and the feelings, emotions, and thoughts therein. So how do we do that? How do we build upon our own leadership in the context of emotional intelligence? Well, perhaps it starts with getting control of ourselves and leading our own change or creation of our reality so that we can then model it and that we can live it and create the reality that we desire and want to live in. But there's a second part of that leadership, and that's the leadership that we're passing on to our children, our generations after us. How do we model the leadership in the area of emotional intelligence and build emotional, intelligent leaders and leadership skills within our children? How do we do that at home, in our relationships as parents, for example? Or how do we do that in the community, in the neighborhoods that we live in, so that we are growing a generation that follows us that are emotionally intelligent and capable? That is a leadership trait that must be practiced and modeled so that that instills in the very early ages of our children what it means to be emotionally intelligent. And perhaps it means taking a leadership role to ensure that as they're going through the school system and the education and the environment by which our young men and women are grown, that they are educated on emotional intelligence, that they know how to behave and how to act and how to think to create a reality for them that's better perhaps than the one that we have today. But that won't happen without leading an environment whereby we focus on the emotional intelligence of our young men and women and our children so that they become emotionally intelligent leaders of the future, and arming them with the ability to cope with reality and create reality and change reality to the betterment of us all. But there's a third aspect of leadership, and more importantly, the practice of leadership, because not all of us are going to be leaders in everything that we do in a positional sense. Practicing leadership doesn't mean that you have to be in a leadership position to make a change. It merely means looking at our local, state, national, and global leaders and expecting and demanding emotional, intelligent leadership from them. using our vote, using our wallet, using those things that we do to impress upon them that we expect emotionally intelligent leaders to be the guides for our future. And, oh, by the way, the leadership models for our young men, our young women, and the children that we have. This includes leadership in business, leadership in media, leadership in non-government organizations that set standards and models and are required to do something that makes a global impact in the emotional intelligence arena, in the essence of leadership. Not just being subjected to it, but leading the changes that we require to make our reality, our world, a better place. And that won't happen by chance. That is only going to happen when people decide to step up and play a leadership role in being able to influence our reality through our thoughts, feelings, behaviors, and belief systems. So we have to practice leadership. We have to model it. We have to absorb it personally. We have to embed it in our teams, and the team being defined as a family or a workplace or the environment by which we live, neighborhood and community, and demanding that of our leaders. And if we really are sincere about a future for us, a reality that we desire, and that we desire for our children, we have to take the accommodating steps to make that happen. We cannot live merely subjected to circumstances and situations that we feel we don't have any control over. We do have control. We have to decide, and we have to be leaders in taking ownership of our emotional intelligence and doing the right things that make our realities that which we want them to be. So how do you do that? You plug in. You find a coach, you find a mentor, you get involved in those organizations that are promoting emotional intelligence, which is now coming to the forefront as a very important issue given the intellectual advancements of technology. We are not here to work for the system. This system is here to work for us. And that requires us to be leaders in our emotional capacities in making the right decisions for the reality that we want. So get involved, plug in. Find somebody that can help you along with this and help you master your emotional intelligence to transfer and build that into the next generations and our children, and demand that of the leaders that are out there today making decisions that sometimes we don't agree with, but we have to emotionally intelligently take access to if we're going to make a change to our reality. Thank you for your time and have a great day.